Micah Frankel, CageMinds.com, APFC 18, the Southwest debut. It's a rapid expansion for the promotion. You do things big. Was this the game plan all along?
Man, I always knew I wanted to come to New Mexico. I used to train with Greg Jackson and Coach Wink. So when I came down here, I saw the vibe they had, the talent they have here. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, so it's a quick trip for me here. So yeah, I wanted to give these athletes a stage that felt like a professional experience. I feel like what we do is a little higher than most guys, and you're on Fight Pass, you got the interviews, you got it feels like a big fight show, and I think that's what these guys deserve.
We knew that coming down here. I saw you a couple months ago at a local Muay Thai event, and it looked like from that experience at Coalition that seeing the response from the fans really motivated you to come down here.
1,000,000%. I told my partner, Damian Rodriguez, I was like, yo, after I left that event, I was like, we have to go to New Mexico. They love us out there. The vibe's amazing, and the fighters are talented. So, yeah, we had to come here.
The progression of the promotion, like we said, it's rapid. You're already event 18. What's the growth plan for the promotion?
We have a lot of stuff planned, so we're still going to continue. Well, I think Albuquerque will be our West Coast home. We have our Midwest home, and we have our East Coast home. We're going to expand to India this year. We expand to Greece and Puerto Rico.
What does that mean to you? I mean, you're touching new territories. There aren't many big promotions that have been to all of those three countries you just named.
No one in India yet. I just did my first show in India. I did the Zone boxing show. My little brother was the main event, but I saw what the potential is there. There's a lot of talented fighters. They just don't have a platform. The platform I made is like I want to share it with the world. I feel like if I would have had this platform when I was coming up, I would have made way more money.
I feel like that's incredible. India, I remember, and you'll remember this being in the industry for so long, Super Fight Street League. That was what the first time was in India. I think we saw Dave Bautista out there.
Yeah, they're still out there. I think they still have some kind of a league out there, but I'm not trying to compete with the UFC, compete with the PFL. I'm going to be the feeder league for these guys. So like I'm going into that B side. I want these kids that come in, like I'm telling everybody, like in every other sport, there's a high school, college, professional. MMA, there's not. Like you just got to fuck around and I'm sorry, I swear, but you got to figure it out. You just got to like try it, fight random people. But I feel like if I can establish this stage, my relationship with the UFC, my relationship with PFL, ONE FC, Risen, I have all the good relationships that these guys, all they got to do is win these fights and they change their lives.
How much is it friendly competition on Fight Pass, LFA, Fury? Everyone is trying to help the youth and promote that next level to the UFC.
I don't see them as competition. I see them as we're all trying to do the same thing. LFA, I respect that. Oh, knockout. LFA, I respect them a lot. Cage Warriors, Octagon, all those guys. The guys that are changing the way these shows look for the youth, because that's what it all matters.
What inspired you? Was this an idea that you had before you retired? What inspired you to cross over to this side of the promotional game?
Yeah, I already knew that. Before I retired, I'm still not retired yet, but I knew like I was going to build this business and build this kind of on my exit, because I know like I would never want to leave the sport. I own gyms, I have a management company. I have a lot of fighters that I touch, so this is like my gift to them.
That was one of the things that stood out about Anthony Pettis right after he won the UFC title. I remember it was one of the specials they were doing about you, maybe one of the countdowns, and they're like, Anthony Pettis owns this business, that business. Yeah. Across the street from the gym, there's a bar, and it seemed like you were someone in that building a legacy kind of financially and with your business mentality way before the game was.
Yeah, I got lucky because when I did my martial arts, my introduction was Taekwondo, and my instructor, my dad died when I was 16. My instructor took me under his wing and he showed me the business side of martial arts. So I was a great martial artist, but I learned the business side. It's like in high school, I was driving a BMW, and my dad died when I was 16. I drove a BMW when I was 17, teaching martial arts. So I already knew like there was freedom there, and my entrepreneur mindset was just towards martial arts. But now that I made a name for myself, I got barber shops, I have sports bars, I have gyms, I have the fight show management company, I have a lot of stuff going on.
And then you mentioned not retired yet. We know things didn't work out with the GFL. Yeah. Do you have something in the works?
I don't have nothing in the works yet, but I am getting back in shape. I'll probably fight one more time before the end of this year.
You and Benson Henderson have fought in the cage. You guys have done karate combat. Any chance we see you guys in a traditional boxing match?
The crazy thing is I lost to Chris Avila, and he beat Chris Avila. It's like, man, this is MMA math, martial arts math does not ever mix. But I would love to fight Ben, man. Me and Ben are good friends. If we can make some money together and bless our families, for sure.
Have you thought about that you're intertwined with someone that it's a classic combination, a classic rivalry that we bring up in MMA infamy?
Without Ben Henderson, there's no Anthony Pettis. Without Anthony Pettis, there's no Ben Henderson, man. Like we helped each other out. I mean, and even though we're competing each other, we respect each other as martial artists and as competitors.
Roland Dunlap, a lot of the highlight footage we see of him as he's preparing, it looks like he got a lot of inspiration from you.
You know what? He comes from the same city that I come from, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His dad is a traditional martial artist, teacher, karate type guy. He teaches like in the hood of Milwaukee. Like, well, I used to go to his gym and see. So Roland has that part of him, and then he also wrestled all the way through college. So Roland has a great background. He just has to get in there and put it together. But he's definitely fighting a good guy in Dalen Wilson, man. Like, it's not an easy fight. But whoever wins this fight will be the next guy who goes to UFC, or the UFC's looking at.
Talking about UFC level fighters, how gutting was it preparation watching Sergio and Rufián have to fight?
I love Rafián, man. So Rafián grew up with us, bro. Like I used to, me and Rafián, and Rafián's watching this, he'll see this, but our joke was Santa Claus. I told him, like, every time you win a fight, you're Santa Claus. And we text each other the Santa Claus emojis all the time. But him fighting Sergio, it was like two brothers fighting, man. I'm like, obviously Sergio's my little boy, so I gotta take care of him. But I love Rafián. A big love for Rafián. I hope he's doing well. I'm glad that no one got hurt in that fight. That was the best thing.
People also probably wonder, what is your take right now on the current UFC lightweight champion, Ilia Topuria? Everyone sharing an opinion about him.
That boy's a beast. I knew, so FRM was both of our management company, Melky Kawa, Abe Kawa, shout out to those guys. They found that kid, man, like I remember hearing about him like 8 years ago, and like, yo, this kid's gonna be good. Seeing what he's done and where he's at, man, I think he's a student of the game. Like the way he breaks down his competition, and he like knows where they're at in the cage, like that all matters. And he got the power, man. So like a guy like that with knockouts, you gotta respect it.
A lot going on in the MMA world, including with you guys crowning a champion, a guy that I got to interview quite a few times in his Bellator run. Manuel Sanchez grabs an APFC title. What was that like?
Manny's one of those guys that can fight anybody, bro. Like I think he had so he changed gyms. He went from Milwaukee to Texas. Now he's in Texas and Rafián Stotts. But he's one of those guys, man. He'll fight at 170, 155, 145, and challenge anybody. He used to be one of my main training partners. So he's under my management company now. So being able to help him out now and trying to get him back to the UFC. He won our 170-pound championship. He's gonna drop down and fight for a 155-pound championship, and he's just gonna fight the best in the world. If he could beat him, he deserves a shot.
I don't even know if you're thinking about it, but is there a perfect send-off? Would there be a perfect send-off, a perfect way to end the competitive career for Anthony Pettis?
What Dustin just did, man, I didn't think about it until I just saw Dustin's last fight and seeing him fighting his hometown, Lil Wayne walking him out, the fans, the fighters, like, I feel like me and him had the same style of career. Like we didn't do crazy shit outside of our careers. We gave everything we had to the sport, and we lasted longer than most people. So seeing him get his send off definitely made me think about that. I tell my wife I never want to put my gloves down in the cage and say I'm retired. I just love the sport so much.
Do you have a thought then? Who would be that celebrity associated with Milwaukee that we need to have walking you out?
Lil Wayne, bro. Lil Wayne's my friend actually. Like, so seeing Lil Wayne taking him out, I was like, man, that'd have been so dope. Because I never got to have anybody walk me out. But I could have. The last fight I almost had Lil Wayne walk me out for Karate Combat, but he didn't work out with schedules.
You've done it all. Is there anything else really on the checklist from that? You've done Karate Combat, UFC. Is there another kind of combat sport that you want to go attempt on a big platform?
Yes, there is. Bare knuckle. I think that's going to be my last one. Bare knuckle FC. Probably do one fight. I just want to feel it out. My hands are like, I have great boxing hands, but I usually break my fucking hands. So like when I think about bare knuckle, I'm like, all right, do I want to break my hand? But I feel like I could do that bare knuckle and do very well with my range and my not getting hit.
Jeremy Stevens is over there. Have you thought of a possible opponent?
I haven't really looked over there, but I'm saying, like, all right, so I fought Karate Combat, I fought UFC, I fought PFL, I boxed professionally. That's the only one that's really missing.
That would be a nice way to round out the career, and it definitely is a different kind of excitement, everyone says, and it harkens back to like that raw, why you got into it reason.
It's scary. That's the thing that makes me excited about it. It scares me, like knowing that you can get cut. I mean, you get hit with a bare fist, that's a cut. So it's like, it scares me, and that makes me excited about it.
Anthony Pettis, it's APFC 18, Sunday, July 27th. You guys got to join us right here at Isleta Resort Casino.